Hi guys, I'm Clara. This is my YouTube channel. I don't know why I always say that because you probably already know that. Today I wanted to talk about, I don't want to slap my thighs, yeah! Overcoming shyness. Now this might be hard for many of you to believe, but I used to be incredibly shy, and I still am. When I was a kid, I was really quite shy, and what I learned to do was to be meh on the outside, so that people wouldn't see my shyness, they wouldn't see my sensitivity, they wouldn't see my insecurities. I learned to be quite tough, like quite, you know, yeah, whatever, I don't care what you say. And that was the only front I had. I didn't have anything else. When I was 18, I got a job in a bar. I couldn't talk to anyone, honestly. I could make people's drink orders, and it was a really busy bar, and it was at night and there was loud music, so I didn't have to talk to anyone, but I couldn't talk to any of the other staff members. And they all thought that I was really weird. They spoke to another one of my friends and kind of asked if I was okay, because I didn't know how to talk to people. Honestly, I couldn't do it. I couldn't call to make an appointment at the doctor's or at the optician's. I would have to ask my parents to do it, or I would sit with the phone for about half an hour, dial it, put it down, dial it, put it, because I just couldn't do it. I didn't know how to do it. If people tried to speak to me, I would just kind of, you know, look at the floor. I was just really unconfident unless I'd had a couple of drinks. Alcohol, as you know, boosts confidence and lowers your inhibitions, and so that was the only time where I was more confident. Sometimes people would meet me like that, and then if they met me separately, they'd just be like, wow, this girl. Even like my ex-boyfriend, when I was 22, I met his friends, and I mean, they must have just thought I was really rude, which a lot of people did. They just thought I was a rude person because I couldn't talk to them. I didn't know how to talk to them. My ex-boyfriend's family, eventually after years, I was okay to talk to them, but I just was so shy. I didn't know how to start conversations, which made me feel really awkward, which meant that anything that came out of my mouth, people would just be like, is she okay? Because it would just be weird and awkward. And you know when you walk away going, oh my God, I just shouldn't talk, I should not have said that. And shyness is crippling. If you are really shy, it makes life really difficult. It makes it difficult socially, it makes it difficult with your career. It makes your internal life difficult as well, because you just feel so uncomfortable all the time. You can't relax, you can't, because you just, I don't know what it is, I was embarrassed of myself, I think. I was so embarrassed of myself, and I just didn't want people to judge me. That's how I felt. Like, look at my body language. I just wanted to be invisible, and I just didn't want anyone to see me. You go, right, okay, so you were really shy. You couldn't talk to people. How did you end up doing radio, doing interviews, doing TV, doing YouTube videos? What happened is I went to a party, and an industry party with one of my ex-boyfriend's friends. This is a long time ago. And I'd had a few glasses of wine. I met a guy who was starting a TV channel for an interactive gaming show. And he was looking for presenters, and me, because I had a few glasses of wine, I was like, yeah, I can do that. I'm really meh, I'm cheeky, I'm this, I'm that. And obviously, he thought I was, because he was like, cool, here's my card, give me a call tomorrow. Fast forward one day, I wake up, I can't call him. I can't even call my doctor. Sometimes I don't even want to call my friends in case I don't know what to say to them. How am I going to call this man? I don't know. Anyway. Luckily, I had the ex-boyfriend that I had, and he was like, you need to call this person right now. So I did call, and it was a very awkward conversation. Like, I would feel myself blushing. I would feel like the heat rushing up my neck. Just when I was on the phone, I'd start sweating. So fast forward, I went to the screen test for the show. I had a drink, I had WKD Blue, lovely. Before I went to the screen test, it made no difference whatsoever. I was dripping with sweat. I was really shy. The screen test was so awkward and so awful, and the things that came out of my mouth were just, oh my God. I later found out that the producer of the show was like, no, we can't use her. Like, there's no way. But the guy who had met me at the party was like, no, she'll be fine. There was something that happened to me when I was in front of a camera that I didn't know. I'd never like thought about presenting before, because why would I? I was so shy, I didn't think I could ever have done that. Something clicked, and when I was in front of a camera, I could talk and talk and talk, and I could be me, and I could be funny, and I felt free, and I felt light, and it was good, it was really good. However, and this is where the problem came a lot for me in the past, I can't network. When I went for meetings with broadcasters, with production companies, I'm not the same girl that I am on camera. I'm shy, I can't talk, I can't tell them why I'm good at what I do or why I would be good for their show or for whatever it was. I just can't have conversations with people, or I couldn't. I'm a bit better now. Also, the other thing that happened is people would see me doing these interviews, they'd see me and they'd think, oh, she's really confident, she's loud, I bet she's really fun to be around. And they'd meet me, and honestly, this is how it worked for me. If someone looked at me but didn't say hello to me, my instant thought was they hate me, and I would just walk away. They don't like me. And so, people thought that I was rude and ignorant because they thought that I was this confident, happy person, and when they met me, I just seemed really rude and cold. I'd just walk off. But I wasn't, and it would really upset me that that's how they felt, but I was just too shy to go up to them and be like, hi, I'm Clara, how are you? And the reason that I felt like that, especially when I got older, I was able to really look at it, is because I did not feel like I was good enough to be there. If I felt like that, that's what I thought they thought of me. I thought that person already didn't like me. I thought that person already didn't want to know me. And so I decided that if that was the case, then it's better that I just go now. And then it made things really awkward, because then when I see them the next time, I've already failed to introduce myself, failed to make a connection with them, and made them feel uncomfortable. That kind of cycle continued. Talking about my boob operation and being really open about that was when things really started to change. I wasn't on camera being happy, confident Clara, no matter how I was feeling. I was on camera being honest and open. I was talking about how I was feeling at the time, what was going on at the time, and the two things kind of came together, and I was like, yes, I'm not just one thing on camera and another thing off camera. I can actually be myself, and people aren't gonna go, ugh! Being able to be myself, to talk about how I was actually feeling, and having people accept that was a huge hurdle overcome for me. Suddenly, I didn't know if I was cool with doing the stuff that I was doing, because I didn't know if I wanted to be the happy, confident Clara that I'd kind of made on camera. I just kind of wanted to be myself. And because I'd started to discover who this self was, who I was, I then wanted to find out more about myself and to keep learning and to keep growing. And it's been the most amazing experience. And it's been scary as shit, especially for somebody who is still shy, who still gets anxious to be in places where they don't speak my language, and I have to try and muddle through to be on my own, taking night buses, getting boats, meeting new people. Has been a massive period of self-growth for me. That is how, I guess, I've overcome shyness. One of the biggest things for me that has helped me overcome shyness is doing the stuff that scares the crap out of me. Even though I didn't want to get a job because I was too scared when I was a kid, I got a job and I did it. Gradually, you start to grow and you start to change and you start to become more open. But if you never take those risks, if you never step into those uncomfortable areas, you're always going to be stuck in your shyness. It doesn't need to be an overnight change. It can be something that you work on for your lifetime. Why not? Why does it matter? And then when you look back, you realise how far you've come and you're like, yes! It's not an Olympic gold medal, but it's a win. It's a huge win. If you suffer with shyness, if it's controlling your life, it doesn't need to. It doesn't need to. You are in control of your life, and it's time to relearn, to reteach yourself, and to get that shyness away. I'm talking about all of this stuff because I wish that I'd have known this when I was a lot younger. I wish that I'd have heard somebody talk about this when I was a lot younger, so that I knew that I wasn't on my own, so that I knew that I could change, and so that I started implementing changes much earlier. I overcame shyness, and if I have, you can. Life is too short to not enjoy it, and if you're being shy and worried about what everyone else is thinking of you the whole time, you can't be enjoying it, okay? Like, share the video, and subscribe to my channel. There you go.